everywhere I read about blue light.
Yes.
And I'm kind of obsessed with it on my computer, and I put it on that ultra night shift mode, so it almost looks red in the evening. Is that a problem? Is that not a problem?
What you're doing is great though. So blue light, there is no real evidence to suggest that it harms the eyes. But there is enough evidence to suggest that it affects your sleep pattern. So what the blue light does is it affects the melatonin, and it doesn't allow it to be released. It makes your body believe that you're still in day, like you're still outside, it's still day. So it doesn't allow you to fall asleep comfortably. So that's where the blue light comes into play. So if you are going to be on a screen which emits blue light, any LED screens, any of your computer screens, what you should do is put it on night mode if you're going to use it. Obviously, most ideal is put your device away 2 hours before you sleep. But if you can't do that, decrease the emission by putting it on night mode. But there is no evidence to suggest. A lot of parents ask me, will it help if I make my child wear the blue light glasses? Will it help with, will it not damage the eyes? Well, there's no real evidence to suggest it damages the eyes. So, when there's no evidence for that, I say if it makes you feel better, go ahead, use it. It's not helping you, it's not harming you, it's okay. There's blue light which is emitted in our atmosphere. So it's all around us.
Sure. We're seeing like kids rubbing their eyes all the time. The problem is, how bad is the effect of pollution in India with the dust that we have? We're a very dusty country.
It's very bad. It is actually bad. It does affect the eyes. Pollution and dust, we have these little glands in our eyes called the meibomian glands, which produce oils. And we need that for our eyes to function well. So what this pollution and dust does, it goes and clogs these glands. So it's not ideal. So it's good that, we are aware that these things are happening. Living in Bombay with the construction that we have around us, dust is not going anywhere. So we have to look after our eyes if we want to, achieve best.
So how are we living? Like you said, the kids should go outside and play, but it's very dusty. So what can you do? You wash it after they come home?
Yeah, so, just directly splashing water on a daily basis is not great for the eyes because the water we have here is not sterile water. Obviously, you have a lot of bacteria and stuff. And if by chance, while playing, you have a tiny scratch also in the eye and you're constantly splashing water, you're risking infection. It's good to put an eye drop if you need to. Don't make it a habit, but if you need to put an eye drop, do warm compresses which open up the glands.
When we were kids, only like the brainy students got specs. And now, of course, everybody's getting specs. Why do kids need specs so early?
As I said, because of their lifestyle. Kids today are reading a lot more. They're reading books also near. They're using the Kindle, which is not great. They're playing video games. They are indoors a lot more. They're not going out and playing. So because of that, our eyes are focusing on near work. Whether it's the screen or a book, it's focusing constantly on near work. And because of that, the eyeball is growing. They're not getting the necessary sunlight to stop that growth. And children, myopia has almost become like an epidemic.
Really?
Yes, they're assuming in the next 30 years, close to 70 to 80% of children will have glasses because your lifestyle is such that you're not allowing kids to go out and play. And when you said earlier that usually only the brainy kids would have it, it's because they were reading. They were not the ones going outside and playing as much, right? So what was happening is still the same. It's basically the indoor constant near work and no sunlight and increased screen time, which is kind of giving the kids glasses earlier and earlier.
So when you say near work, there's two things. One is, like you said, a Kindle is not as good. You have books, the traditional near work, and the new near work, which is screens. How would you rate both of them in terms of near work quality?
I would say books are much better. A, they're not emitting light.
Right.
Okay. B, automatically, when you finish a page, it kind of gives you a reminder that you finished the page, you're turning the page, you're blinking a little bit more. Okay. Hopefully you're reading at a good position, good posture, and
Probably
you're reading
not,
hopefully, and you're reading each word. So if it's not clear, you are adjusting. Now, when you're watching something on a screen or you're playing a video game, it's a much larger thing, right? So, if it's out of focus a little, you'll still tolerate it because you're so engrossed in that story or whatever's going on. Secondly, it's emitting a lot of light, right? And thirdly, it's way more addicting than a book.
Yeah.
So while both do cause, if I had to ask my child to pick one, the lesser evil is to read a book.
Got it. Read a book is even better than reading a book on an iPad, for example.
Of course.
Got it.
So I would rate it as book, then Kindle, and then last iPad.
Got it.
Larger the screen, the better, because it's further away from you and it's larger. So I always tell parents, if your kids are anyway going to watch, don't hand them a phone, let them watch on a TV.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
If you're going to watch anyway,
Just watch on a TV.
Right.
The phone is the worst. It should not have any business other than hello.
Right.
You know,
Such small text.
it's too small, it's too near,
Right.
and
they're like this.
And then your posture also goes right.
Yes, it's everything, you know. In fact, the best posture to have is like a screen. Suppose you're on a computer, it's 1 arm's distance, light from behind, so there's no glare coming on your face. And then you do your work in a comfortable chair with both your feet on the ground. And that's what you should be teaching kids from now. Because most of our kids, as you know, they'll probably be lying on a bed, iPad in front, you know, like this.
Yes.
And
Or
that's
just like hunched over.
you know,
Kids hunched over it.
Yeah. Even when they're doing their homework, they're like
Yeah.
all the way there. So I actually keep like pushing my son behind, you know.
Posture.